Okay, welcome back everyone. Let's go ahead and give you a quickie overview here of Module 5, Complex Multi-Level Business Communication. Module 5 is the fifth and final module for my sections of BA 200. So let's talk a little bit about what you're going to expect to happen here in the next couple of weeks. Again, a very quick overview of what we've done so far this term. Well, we started at the beginning of the term with critical thinking, which leads to outlining, which leads to the essay development. Again, critical thoughts are required in business far more than subjective thinking. Once we have these critical thoughts, usually they're complex. We need to put them in some kind of an outline, a list form, or some way of organizing them, organizing our thoughts so that when we do create the written or verbal or whatever communication in business, we have everything in the correct logical order and have everything included, that we don't miss something. And we talked specifically about business writing, in particular memos and letters and emails and so on. The majority of what we're going to do is write in the business world will be what we call routine, requesting information, providing goodwill, the general everyday correspondence types of information. Now again, the format for routine is starting off with the direct, the purpose of, and this is for emails, memos, letters, or any written document for that matter. Then the body provides the details, or body parts provide the details, and then the conclusion provides a call for an action. It can either be implied or explicit depending upon what you want from the receiver of the letter itself, or the memo, email, whatever itself. Then we talked about negative business messages. Negative business messages, as well as persuasive business messages, will not be a significant portion. 10% of your written or verbal communication will have to deal with negative or persuasive messages, but it is still important to know the structure and the know-how for doing these. They are different. Both are different from the routine, whereas you do not, in the opening, front load. You do not come out and say this is a negative message or this is bad news, as well as saying I'm going to persuade you to do something you don't want to do. So both actually kind of start with some kind of a buffer. Could be a little bit of fluff, could be a little bit of schmoozing. Negative usually is you want to calm down the individual, whereas in persuasion you can do it any number of ways, providing startling facts, a story. It could be congratulatory, whatever the case might be. Then we actually get into the body part where we provide either the reasoning for the negative message, followed by the negative message, followed by the bone, or persuasion, where we talk about the benefits, intrinsic, extrinsic types of benefits. Again, remember, at least one of each, and if you can go 2 to 3 of each, the better. Followed by, the invitation or the requirement, the message that you want them to do. And then both will have a call for an action. Again, remember, negative messages have a call for an action with regards to whatever the bone is. Persuasion is a call for an action with regards to whatever you're trying to persuade them to do directly. Now what we're going to do now is move on to what you're going to really do in reality. Up to this point, Module 5, everything has been pretty much two-dimensional. We've written a letter, we've written a memo. We have a situation, we kind of know something's going on, and so we create a one-way communique. What we're going to do now is what you really do in business is you request information, you receive information, maybe you have to go back and ask for more information, or you have to obtain information from another individual or another group, or you get in for a request from another group, or whatever the case might be. But there's multiple conversations going on at one time for what we call an event. Now, at any point in time, you could be writing 1, 2, 3 memos, throwing an email, maybe a letter or two for one single event or one single topic. But this is what we're going to talk about here in the Module 5. Again, we're going to use all three of the tones: routine, negative, persuasive, and in our particular case, we're going to use emails, letters, and memorandum. Now, again, we won't just focus on one of the three: email, letters, memorandum. We might, like I said, you might have a couple of emails, throw in a memo, maybe a letter or two. Again, the situations will help you figure that out. So in the YouTube channel, we have a playlist 6. Obviously, you know because you're watching this video, and there is a full video that I created that will give you more detailed description and narration on what I mean by this complex multi-level business communication. Okay, doke. Now let's take a look at the assignments for this final 5th module for the BA 200 course. The first set, as you probably expected, are the readings and viewings. Now available in the readings and viewing section of Module 5. Start date, due date are shown. Next is the pre-discussion quiz. Again, in the assignment section of Module 5. Signed and due date shown. Next is the what we're going to call a team complex multi-level business event analysis activity. Now, as I mentioned previously, what we're doing here is a total integration of everything we've done to date. You're going to be receiving a situation, a business type of situation, which has multiple communiques, multiple levels, multiple events going on. And the best way to do this, to make sure you get everything done, is to create what we would call an event analysis chart. And that's what this will be all about. You can see we have an assigned date there. We're going to have a strategy session for this. Due date shown, or the date shown, and finally the due date is shown. Next is a very similar, obviously we're going to change the content, but a very similar activity which will be very related to your final assignment. Again, it's going to require a event analysis chart plus all of the communiques that relate to the chart. Again, we will be talking more about it. You can see the assigned date. We will have a couple of strategy sessions, one on the time frame, which is the chart, one on the actual content, all of the communiques you need to create, and then finally the due date there. Last but not least, let's talk about the final assignment. Well, the final assignment is an individual complex multi-level business communication application assignment. It's going to be very similar, at least in structure, to the team one. Therefore, you obviously should be very involved in the team one to make sure you're up to speed with that. The assignment date is shown on the screen. There will be 2 strategy sessions for each of the structure and for the content. The 2 strategy sessions for the structure, again, so we can all discuss, make sure we are good with all of the activities and when they're due and begin, all the good stuff. 2 dates are shown there. The content, again, which is probably going to be a little more in depth because there will be several communiques that you will have to create, and there will be 2 dates reserved for that. You'll notice that the final week of the term, I do have some activities going on. You may be involved, you may not be involved, but you will see the due dates of when things going on, when things aren't going on, and then finally all of this will be due on the last day of class by the start of class time. Let me know. Thanks and have a great day.